Hey guys, November 10th, 2024, Sunday. Reviewing all the trades going into this week. And guys, the correlations are so simple right now. There's some phenomenal trades in development. I don't want you guys to miss it. So we've talked about a lot of Trump-related trades in a different way than anybody else talks about them. I pointed out last few days that oil puts, gold puts are going to be your top trades. Shorting bonds is the easiest fucking trade in the world right now, guys. But there's never been a situation where we have bonds collapsing, when we have dollar breaks out, when the market completely doesn't expect that. And I would call it the Trump divergence put, because majority of the market participants, what do they expect? Well, they expect the dollar to drop. But if you study the history and if you listen carefully to all the details in the 45-minute podcast I recorded talking crazy stuff about how basically the whole world's got it wrong. They're expecting the dollar to drop and the dollar is going to break out. Well, we know a few things about dollar breaking out. That happened in the 80s. I'll probably record more of a historic version of this to help you guys understand exactly the correlations. But for now, just so you can trade with 100% certainty this week, understand this. Dollar breaks the fuck out. Okay, what's going to happen is gold is going to collapse. Oil is going to collapse. Bonds are going to fucking collapse. And understand this. There's never been an instance in history of the financial markets when you have all these things taking place at the same time where shortly after this takes place, markets don't collapse. So there's never been an instance where bonds are collapsing, dollar goes to the fucking moon, exactly at the moment when the market expecting the reverse, right? So what is the number one rhetoric in the market? Well, it's Trump, inflation. He's going to cut taxes. He's going to cut rates. He's going to fire the chairman. He's going to fire Powell. He's going to tell him to lower the fuck out of rates. Sure. But that's not going to happen, okay? And the reality is, Federal Reserve is a private institution, okay? The government's got no fucking control over that, or they cannot. Basically, it's never happened in fucking history where a president of government was also the president of the Federal Reserve. And it's not going to fucking happen. So the probability of everything that they're pricing for crypto right now, how it's going to be a reserve currency, the chances of that happening are like 1%. But the market is pricing it in as it's like 100% probability. So unfortunately, the dominoes are going to fold. Dollar's going to keep breaking out at the moment where the market is expecting the dollar to drop. Well, there's only one reason the dollar is breaking out. The statement about the inflation is true. Yes, you're going to lower taxes. You're going to have a soft monetary policy, easing monetary policy. That's highly fucking inflationary, okay? But the reason why dollar would actually go up, because in a situation like this, there's never been an instance where Fed did not hike rates. So if you study the history of the 80s, and the reason why you would want to go do that is because as mentioned in the prior podcast, Reagan is Trump's hero. I mean, this is where Trump learned about tariffs. And tariff policy led to one of the greatest dollar chart higher in the history of all fucking charts when we're talking about dollars. So it actually got so bad in the 80s where all the Reaganomics, all the policies that Reagan put in place between 81 and 84, they caused the dollar to shoot up in valuation by 50% in relation to other currencies like Japanese yen and other important currencies in the world. And that led to a Plaza Accord. A Plaza Accord is when basically all the most developed countries got together and said, hey, we got to do something about the situation. And they artificially manipulated the price of dollar. The value on DXY shot up. By that point, it was in 1985, the value shot up to 164 on DXY. We're at 105 on DXY right now. Just to give you a historic reference, we were at 113 on USD or DXY during the COVID crash. So, like, another 8 points on the dollar, okay, and we're going to have the dollar at the same level where dollar shot up to during the COVID crash. And it's not sometimes by how much something moves, but within which time frame this move is happening. So, like, if the dollar goes from 105 to 113 over the course of the year, it's not a big deal. But if the dollar goes from 105 to 113 over the course of a month, yeah, the market is going to collapse the fuck out. So all of these bullish signals, like there's one stock I would absolutely not short. If you put a gun to my head, I would not fucking short Tesla. I mean, you can probably short it for like a small move lower, but I mean, this is one thing you don't touch. I mean, since we recommended this stock on the 4th of November, I mean, it's up over 100 points. So again, when you trade options, it's not by how much something moves, but it's within which time frame. So if you got the weekly expiration on a move of 100 points on Tesla, I mean, you're done. I mean, we got guys that are fucking retiring on this move. But the question is, why aren't you retiring? Why aren't you making fucking 80x trades and 100x trades? Because you listen to a lot of these messages and, you know, you think, oh, but it's not going to happen. But this doesn't sound good. Every time I look, the market goes higher. The reality is, this is how some of the greatest short selling opportunities are created, when the market keeps moving higher on very low volume. And the only reason the market actually is going higher, when you look at the indexes, is because nobody's fucking selling, right? So nobody's selling, but very few people are buying. So the market keeps going higher on fumes. Now, we had a couple of days where the volume actually spiked. It was decent volume. But overall, like over the course of the last few days, with the exception of a couple of stocks like Tesla, I mean, things are moving up higher on fumes because there are no sellers. And the moment we are going to get some sellers, shit is going to collapse the fuck out. I mean, this is going to be one of the greatest collapses known in the history of the financial markets. And it's going to catch a lot of people off guard because nobody's expecting the dollar to break out. Yet, Trump's hero, Reagan, okay, caused the biggest inflation in the value of the dollar in the history of the financial markets when it comes to the United States. So we're looking at dollar ripping higher, bonds collapsing, okay, longer term rates going to the fucking moon because, look, we're looking at a setup that is highly controversial. Okay, and today could be one of the greatest entries on short in Bitcoin because it's been doing nothing. Bitcoin, Ethereum, but there is major divergence within that as well, guys. So there's a lot of crazy short selling opportunities. We're going to the setup on the 11th, 12th, 13th of November. This is a colossal setup for colossal gains, guys. I don't want you to miss it. Okay, so get in touch with the 13 Market Moves coach right now. Go to 13marketmoves.com or 13mmtv.com. I'll post more videos with charts detailing exactly the correlations. But all you need to know right now for this week, just keep it fucking stupid simple, okay? Dollar goes high, which means what? Your easiest fucking trade, gold drops, oil drops. Which oil is a whole nother subject, right? Oil now has got multiple catalysts for a drop. Drill, baby. That's Trump's policy. You've got, Saudis and other countries could easily increase production. So it doesn't even matter if Iran, all supply that Iran's got, if we take that out of the fucking market, no, it's not even going to make anything. So United States is going to pump a shitload of oil. China demand is soft as fuck. The biggest consumer of oil. Nothing changed there as far as the picture. The stimulus is not all that everybody has expected. So, look, I mean, this is very, very bearish. The only reason oil has been trading above 70 for quite some time is because of all this World War III rhetoric, the pressure. Now that pressure is easing with Trump. couple of videos I recorded about shorting oil and gold. I said this is the main catalyst. Oil and gold normally go to the moon at times of war. Well, now that we got a diminished probability of war escalation with Trump going into the office, I mean, this is highly bearish for oil and gold. So oil, gold's multiple catalysts. Easiest trades in the fucking world, guys. There's going to be some 50x, 100x trades made on that. But, I mean, what we know if we study historic correlations is this. Okay, sure, dollar goes higher, gold drops, oil drops. Something else we know about historic correlations is this. Dollar goes higher, what happens to Bitcoin? It drops. What happens to crypto? It drops. One of the sharpest drops in the recent history was during the COVID drop. Dollar goes to the moon, gold collapses, Bitcoin collapses, okay? And then when dollar hits the 113 level and begins, after it sets the top at 113, which we accurately called on the channel, by the way, you can go watch that video, and dollar begins to descend, that was the perfect time to buy Bitcoin. So the craziest thing is everyone's position is if Bitcoin just going to continue going fucking higher every fucking day till it hits 100,000. And more people are probably going to be jumping into the Bitcoin, Ethereum calls and those sort of trades, getting highly bullish today on the day where the greatest bear reversal is probably going to take place. I mean, or over the next 24 to 48 hours, I would say you're going to get a major fucking reversal. So between today, the 10th of November, and 11, 12, 13. So next trading to 2-3 trading days, we're going to see a major bear reversal because, again, you study the statistics, you study the history, okay? You put together some of the easiest divergences, which is based on volume and RSI, okay? This is the greatest short selling opportunity in the entire fucking world, guys. So don't fucking miss it. Take your account 100x with a 13 market moves coach over the course of this week. Let's fucking roll.